Hi everyone, and welcome to Conservation Kids, the show where you have a question about nature and we find the answer with the help of some of our experts, like Professor Turkey Vulture here. Let's find out what our question is going to be today.
I saw a bee the other day and I was wondering, what do they eat?
Honey.
Honey?
Honey?
Wait, no, pollen.
Oh yeah, pollen.
Flower, like they eat pollen.
Wow, those were some good guesses. Now it's time to ask our expert. Let's go find Mandy the beekeeper.
Omar, that's a great question. Bees eat nectar and pollen that flowers produce. The flowers produce the nectar and pollen so that creatures like bees will come and help pollinate them. Bees are really important pollinators. In fact, they're responsible for 1 in every 3 bites of food that we eat. They're also responsible for 90% of the flowering plants. There are over 800 species of native bees in Canada. And one of my favorites is bumblebees. There are 16 different types of bumblebees in Ontario. Bees start out as an egg, and it's really small, smaller than a grain of rice. The egg hatches into a larva, and the larva looks like a little worm. And it's the worm that eats the pollen. That pollen is full of protein and helps them grow. Then they will transform into an adult bee from a pupa using a cocoon or a nest to help them. It's the adult bee that drinks the nectar. And the nectar is full of energy and sugars. Honeybees also eat honey. Honey is something that they make themselves by drying out the nectar using their wings to fan it. That helps them store the honey throughout the long winter. So bees rely on their super powerful sense of vision and smell to find their food. Some bees can visit over 100 flowers each trip or over 1,000 flowers in a single day. Bees can see UV light. That means that they can see really bright colors on the flowers that we can't see. Their favorites seem to be yellows, blues, and purples. They can also see polar light. That means they can see the sun even if it's covered in clouds. They can always find their way home by using the sun. Bees have special tongues that are shaped like straws that help them slurp up that nectar. They also have a special stomach that they store the nectar in that helps them carry it back to their nest. They have special spaces on their legs called pollen baskets or hairs all over their body that help them collect and carry that pollen back to the nest as well. It's a lot of work to gather all that food, and bees are always moving and working. You may have heard someone say, they're as busy as a bee.
There you have it. You wanted to know what bees eat, and we found out that they eat the nectar and pollen from flowers. Thanks to Mandy the beekeeper for helping us find the answer. And now for another conservation tip. As you heard from Mandy, bees are an important part of the ecosystem, and you can help them by planting a pollinator-friendly garden at home or at school. You can also ask your parents not to mow dandelions before other flowers are in bloom, because dandelions are an important source of nectar for bees in the spring.